Do you guys want to dye some yarn? Hello, my name is Megan and you are watching my October vlog series. I have been doing short little vlogs all October long and I've been loving it. So just inviting you to join me through my daily life, semi-daily life, as a yarn dyer, getting deep into the making process in the hopes that it inspires you a little bit, provides you maybe some insight, education into what goes on behind the scenes and how your yarn is made. Anyway, let's get to it. So I'm actually like most of the way through today. So today is Thursday. It is Thursday night. It is after work. And one of the really exciting things that came out of Rhinebeck this year is the Hudson Valley Textile Project. They came up with a great idea that for 2026, they came up with the Rhinebeck Sweaters for Good. And that initiative is that for next year, for the New York State Sheep and Wool Festival, because it is the New York State Sheep and Wool Festival, that for your Rhinebeck sweater, it should be made in New York State wool. How has nobody thought of this to begin with? So, I have my Empire Estate line, which is my line of yarn that is 100% sourced from sheep to skein in New York State. So the wool is Rambouillet wool from Ellie's Acres Farm in New York State. It is spun at Battenkill Fibers, that is, you guessed it, in New York State. And then it is dyed by me in New York State. So to help kick things off, because it is never too early to cast on your Rhinebeck sweater, because if you know me at all, it takes me 6 months to a year to finish my sweaters. Yeah, now is the time that you probably should be thinking about it. So I offered up a coupon that's still on my website, and I'm going to keep it up for a while. So it will be up. The coupon will still be up when I post this video. So the coupon is for sweater quantities that if you buy 5 or more skeins of my Empire State yarn, you get 25% off of this yarn. This is really great yarn, and I just want to make sure that that this is accessible for everybody that wants to make a sweater. So yeah, and you guys have loved it so much that pretty much most of it is sold out. So now I have flipped everything over as the colorways are starting to sell out or getting down to low volumes. Once they're down to like 4 or less and they're kind of below that sweater quantity limit, I have been flipping those listings over to pre-order so that I can just start dyeing them, but you can still order them using the coupon. So that is what I'm working on today. So this is the first color that sold out. I'm just adding a little citric acid to my dye bath. So this is the first color that sold out. This is called Midnight Fig. So pretty. It's like a super deep dark brownish purple color. This is the color that I knit a cardigan. I knit the cream cardigan in this, and I wore this to the Friday events, the pre-party Friday events, when I went to Rhinebeck. Such a good color. It honestly goes with everything, because even though it's purple, it's such like a dark brownish purple that it really does act like a neutral, and it's amazing how well it fits into my wardrobe and really does. I think my cat is trying to get in here. It's amazing like how much it really does fit into everything. So I've had it soaking in the dye for about a good hour, and it's been on heat for a good hour. I just like it to have like really good contact time with the dye, and I just added my citric acid. Over here, I've got the same exact color, but this is some Surrey alpaca. Just thought it would be really pretty to have some moody colors on our Surrey alpaca. I've never dyed this color on Surrey before, so hopefully it comes out well, but I'm not worried about it. And I always like dyeing the same colors because holding Surrey with the Empire State is really, really nice. You know, the Empire State, it's a Rambouillet wool, which is still considered a fine wool, but, you know, it is a firm wool. It's not as ooey gooey squishy soft as some of the super fine merino wools. But adding just a little bit, holding a strand of the Surrey alpaca with it just really helps to soften it up and kind of bring back that ooey gooey-ness to it. So I've been trying to keep a lot of the same colors that are in the Empire State in stock in the Surrey alpaca. I want to say that just about everything is sold out on Surrey alpaca at the moment. So as I'm restocking my Empire State colors, I'm going to be working on my Surrey alpaca colors. So that's what I have going on over here. And as much, I don't know why my animals are freaking out, but as much as I just love working with Surrey alpaca, I got to admit, I absolutely loathe dyeing this. It literally stinks. Like, it just, I think it's the silk. I always find that like wet silk smells kind of fishy. And just the alpaca also, just when it's wet, I don't know, it just has an odor. It just smells gross. Versus I love like dyeing the wool yarn. I just love that woolly smell. And so I find like the smell of this yarn just so pleasing. And the smell of this when it's wet. It's totally fine when it's dry. And I don't smell any of that yuckiness when it's dry. But when it's wet, it's so disgusting. I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, so that is what I'm doing tonight. So this is like in my filming area that I feel like I haven't had the camera set up in this area in quite a while, so I thought I would utilize this space. But I actually have all 4 pans in my other space. So if you followed along in any of my vlogs or in any of my other videos, I have, this is kind of my filming space that's set up to be a little bit more conducive to me filming and being able to speak to the camera while I'm filming. But then I also just have my regular dye studio that is not set up for filming, it's set up for efficiency. And I have 4 hot tables, so I can do 4 trays over there. And I have all 4 trays going with the Empire State on Midnight Fig. So that update is coming very, very soon. So I'm super excited about that. And that's really it. That's all I'm doing tonight. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like that's my life. I worked today. I came home. Now I'm dyeing yarn. And my animals are freaking out. I don't know why, but I'm going to take my gloves off, stop the camera, and find out. So I like to add my color in layers, so that way I get just very even results. So this is a tonal color, so I do like to have a little bit of a variation across the skein, but for the most part I do want even color. So that's why I let it kind of soak and interact with the dye for a good hour while heating. Then I add my citric acid, which is going to cause, especially because the yarn is now hot, it's going to cause the reaction of the dye binding to the yarn to happen really fast. And you can see, maybe, hopefully you can see that the dye bath is still pretty purple, but compared to before where it was, you couldn't see through the water, it was very opaque. The water is purple, but it is now clear. You can see through it. It's not, it has not exhausted, but the water is transparent. It's not clear, it's transparent. That's a better word. So that reaction is now happening very fast. So I always save a bit of dye for after I've added the citric acid to just kind of keep adding on and layering our colors. Just find that this just helps with our dimension, or just getting our just really unique coloring here. I just like the layered color effect. But now that I have citric acid and heat in here, I just have to be careful to kind of work a little bit fast, because I don't want like one side to be a little bit more darker than the other side, and it's going to dye fast. So get the yarn in and flip it over quickly. And once I have citric acid in here, I'll babysit these pots. I will keep flipping this over every 15-20 minutes until these dye pans have exhausted. But this is non-superwash yarn, so I do want to be a little bit gentle and careful so that I'm not also felting or doing anything to disrupt the yarn. Yeah, like even this is almost clear, and a lot of times like the Surrey alpaca takes a little bit longer than wool to exhaust, but this has sucked that dye right up. Surrey alpaca, the actual strand, the fiber itself has like a protective sheath on the inside of it, which inhibits dye penetration. So that's why you'll find that Surrey alpaca always tends to look so much lighter when you see like dyers showing like the same colorway on multiple different bases, and you know, when it's shown on Surrey, it always just looks so much lighter. And usually I do not change my color recipes from base to base. But for this particular color, I am trying to see if I can more closely match this color. So I have actually doubled this recipe. Because if I did the same recipe, it would look very light. Because again, the dye is just going to cling to the silk or the outer portion of the fiber. It's not going to actually like penetrate. So it still isn't going to necessarily penetrate. There's only so far that you can go with Surrey alpaca, just the way that the fiber structure is. But if I can get that silk core and that outer fiber of the Surrey to get nice and dark, then hopefully it'll more closely match the other color. Because I'd love to be able to use them together and the Surrey isn't lightening up the color, but just pairing together, complementing it as a pair as it's meant to be. So hopefully this works out. I think it still might end up being a little bit lighter, but we're gonna see. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully doubling the recipe gets us at least so much closer. That's really it. I feel like super short vlog, which is totally fine. Tomorrow is Halloween. I'm so excited. I went to a Halloween party on Saturday, and so I got to dress up for that, and I'm going to yet another Halloween party tomorrow, but this one is going to be super low-key. The Halloween party that I went to on Saturday was so intense, but so awesome. Like, so my friends go all out. Like, decorated this mansion, like full haunted mansion, top to bottom. They had a speakeasy in the attic on the 3rd floor. And it, not just a speakeasy to have one, this is a legitimate historical speakeasy that was an actual functioning speakeasy during Prohibition. So it was super cool. And the whole place was just completely decked out, like absolutely like a haunted mansion. It was so much fun, and everyone gets so into their costumes. There's a DJ, so everyone's dancing. So it is like as, you know, hardcore Halloween party I think as you could possibly get with, you know, private party or friend throwing. And so tomorrow is going to be super low-key, just hanging out at a friend's house, but we're all going to be in costume because you have to. It's Halloween. So I just have to get through one more day of work, and then it's the weekend and I get to party in a costume. So I'm very excited for that. I love Halloween. It's so much fun. But yeah, first work. This isn't work though. This is just relaxing. It's so much fun. It's funny. So my dye space is in the basement, and I just hear so much chaos going on. And you have no idea just how it's just so like relaxing to just be able to just put on my headphones and be in my own space down here and just be like, whatever. Anyway, so until next time, my name is Meg, and thank you so much for joining me in this vlog episode. I do hope that you come back. If you loved what you saw, please like and subscribe so that you can get notified when a new video is posted. It really goes a long way to help the channel. You have no idea how much it really does help. And if you want to interact with me on other social media channels, everything is linked below. I'm on TikTok, I'm on Instagram, wherever you might be as well. And yeah, if you want to shop any of this yarn, you can find it at megsandco.com. And until next time, catch you later.